Okay, those are some of the big movers that we are spotting then in amongst the benchmark indices right now. But let's get started with the stock game. A quick look at the rules and regulations. Three experts are with us an entire week. They're given a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees, which they allocate across 4 stocks. Two of those stocks have to be changed every single day. And if you have a target or a stop loss that's triggered, that stock is also replaced for the following day. And it's on the last trading day of the week. We declare the winner depending on whoever is able to make the most amount of money on their portfolio. So time then to introduce the 3 experts who've been with us this entire week. We'll shortly be joined by Rakesh Bansal of RK Global. For now, we've got Ruchit Jain of Angel Broking with us, as well as Jay Thakkar of Sharekhan. Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for joining in. And let's start off first, of course, by wishing you guys a very happy new year. Hope 2016 turns out to be the best year so far for all of us. And Ruchit, let's then pick up your first idea, which is Tata Global Beverages. You've retained it as per the rules of the game. What exactly is it that you're tracking in terms of the technicals for this name? Because it's generally a rather slow mover.
Yeah, good morning, and firstly wish your team and all the viewers a very happy new year. Probably coming down to Tata Global stock, as I also said yesterday, that the stock has given a breakout from an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which was seen on the weekly charts. So such a reversal pattern seen on a longer term frame charts indicates that the trend has now again resumed on the upside. And we believe that going ahead, although the momentum is slow in this, but we believe that going ahead, the stock has already resumed its uptrend, and it would go up to 157 or 160 levels in next 1 month or so. For the game show, I have placed a target of 152, and only any declines traders can also look to buy this stock. As of now, I have placed target of 141 for this game show.
That's a call coming in on Tata Global Beverages, 152 as a target price that Ruchit has set out. Put spotlight then on IndusInd Bank. That's Jay's first pick, and in fact over the last 1 month the stock has gained a good 2.5%. So great going for that one, but today it's seeing a bit of a downtick, 0.5% of a cut coming in. Jay, firstly a very happy new year to you, and secondly tell us about your rationale for IndusInd Bank.
Hi, good morning, Kamya. Thank you, and wish you, Mega, the team of ET Now, and all the viewers of ET Now a very happy and prosperous new year.
Thank you.
Well, now coming to IndusInd Bank, definitely today we are seeing some, the stock trading with a negative bias. But however, I think that the stock has given a good breakout from a symmetrical triangle pattern form. On the weekly charts, I am expecting that this stock to give a good breakout on the upside. Although on a shorter time frame, that is on the hourly charts, the stock had given a good breakout. But going forward, on the upside around 975, 976 is some bit of a hurdle for this stock. If it manages to surpass those levels, then I think that going forward in IndusInd Bank, we can see the levels of 1050 as well. Now, as far as the game show is concerned, my targets on the upside comes to around 981. On the lower side, 957 is a very good support. From there is where we have seen the breakout coming in the short term. So that would be the stop loss for the stock game, and the target will be 981.
All right, that's the call working on an IndusInd Bank, a target of 981, and the entire banking pack is a little subdued this morning, post the overseas loans provisioning that the RBI came out with last evening. Nevertheless, let's take it to Ruchit's second idea for the day, and this one's coming in from a pocket actually that's extremely active today. It's the real estate pocket, you'd have to say, and that's a DLF that I'm talking about. That's because keep in mind that there's been some developments coming in from this sector. The fact that there's been news that builders may likely have to comply with only 12 to 24 environmental norms versus the earlier 100 that were thought about. So that really is leading to this smart uptick we've got in the pocket as a whole. But Ruchit, you'd specifically picked out a DLF for this morning?
Yeah, if you observe this daily charts and since last few trading sessions, the stock was consolidating in a narrow range, and the consolidation was getting, the consolidation from the consolidation zone we saw yesterday. Initial signs of breakout were there. The volumes in yesterday's session were comparatively higher, and that's why we had picked this stock for today's game show. Just a disclosure, we have also recommended it to our clients for target of around 129. But for this game show, I had placed a target of 120, which has already been met. Any declines up to 117, 118 again in intraday should be used as an opportunity to buy for target of 129 in probably next 1 week or so. And one can keep a position stop loss below 112.5 in the on this stock.
DLF, over the last few months, the stock has gained a good 3%. Take a look at Asian Paints, and this one's really emerged as one of the top gainers in 2015 and clearly a beneficiary of the fall that we saw in crude oil prices. Asian Paints gained a good 17 to 18% in 2015. Jay, that's your second idea. The stock's not doing so well in today's session, and you have placed a sell call on this one. And is this a short-term call that you have on Asian Paints?
Absolutely, Kamya. See, what I've seen on the daily charts, this stock has formed a rising wedge pattern. We have seen this stock breaking this wedge pattern and facing some hurdle at the higher levels. The indicators are in the sell mode with a negative divergence. The stock is also trading or hovering around its short-term moving averages. The moment it gives a breakdown from this moving averages support, it's expected to slide till the levels of around 871. That would be the initial target, and going forward below that, we can also see the levels of 840 to 830. On the upside, I believe 897 is a very crucial hurdle. Now, above those levels, only this wedge pattern will get invalidated. So I think that should be the stop loss for this short call of around 897, and target comes to around 871 on the immediate basis.
All right, that's the word of advice coming in on an Asian Paints. Meanwhile, we've got Rakesh Bansal now joining in on the show as well. And Rakesh, good morning, and well, wish you a very happy 2016. Let's start off with your first ideas. Then there's Reliance Communications that you are buying into, as well as Reliance Industries.
Yeah, good morning. Firstly, the Happy New Year to the entire team of ET and the entire viewers of ET Now. My first call is a buy call on RCOM. If you see, we have seen a positive breakout on the RCOM. We have seen a big breakout on big chart. RCOM has taken a breakout from an inverted head and shoulder pattern. As of now, RCOM has made a good rounding bottom formation at 85 levels. It's an excellent buy with a stop loss at 85 for a target price of 100. And I've also retained my buy side position in Reliance. Reliance has demonstrated a big breakout on big charts. I feel like technically Reliance might be a big re-rating candidate in 2016. For short term, Reliance is a good buy with a stop loss at 984 for a short term target price of 1042.
Okay, that's a call coming in on Reliance Industries as well as Reliance Communications. Quickly take a calculator check then and find out how each of our experts are placed at this point of time. Rakesh has placed 4 buy calls on Reliance Communication, Reliance Industries, Asian Paints as well as Everready. Asian Paints, Everready, both the stocks not working in his favor, currently making about 7,000 odd rupees. Getting a check on Ruchit Jain's portfolio, again 4 buy calls. At this point of time, it's HCL Tech, which is a spot of a bother there. However, overall portfolio trading in the green zone, giving him gains of a good 28,000 rupees. Finally, Jay Tucker's portfolio, 3 buy, 1 sell call in on Asian Paints. At this point of time, take a look at what's working, what's not. But it's IndusInd Bank that's not working. The rest of the other 3 stocks are working in his favor, giving him good gains of about 19,000 rupees. Let's continue the stock game then and discuss the third idea. Asian Paints. Rakesh, you've placed a buy call on this one. Tell us about your rationale for Asian Paints as well as Everready.
Moving in a entirely bullish pattern, stock prices are making higher tops, higher bottoms, and stock is on the edge of a big breakout above 890 levels. I feel if Nifty has to cross 8,000 levels, then stocks like Asian Paints, which are a Nifty index participants, must participate in a rally. Chart structure is positive. In yesterday's trading session, we have seen a positive crossover on the momentum indicators. I feel like Asian Paints is a good technical buy. Stop loss 865, target 914. And my last call is a buy call on Everready. If you see the technical structure of Everready is very good. Earlier the stock was declining. Now stock has demonstrated a change in the trend. Stock has changed trend from the down to up. Stock has made a good base at around 292 levels, and I feel Everready is likely to demonstrate a good upside momentum. Stock is moving in a narrow range for past 4 days, and movement in a narrow range generally demonstrates a big move in either direction. as the trend is up, stock prices are making higher top, higher bottom. I am assuming this big move should come in in the upper direction only. By average, stop loss 292, target 314.
All right. Well, those are the last two ideas that Rakesh was working with. Meanwhile, let's discuss a Tata Motors DVR. Autos are going to be in focus. And for Tata Motors specifically, it's not expected to be a great month. Close to 3% decline is what we're expecting in the monthly sales numbers. But nevertheless, Ruchit, you've got the DVR flying high, definitely. And also you're buying into an HCL Tech.
Yeah, so Tata Motors DVR, I have been recommending this since last in last 3-4 days. Probably in last Monday session, the stock gave a breakout from a consolidation range, and thereafter last 3 days it was typically sideways. I was expecting this breakout to continue, which we had seen in today's session. The volumes are also being good after the breakout. So I think on the higher side, the stock has potential to go up to sorry. On the high side, the stock has potential to go up to 304, 305 in next couple of days. Although from game show perspective, my target has been achieved, but I think if anyone is holding the long positions in this, one should continue to hold for target of 303, 304. Last call was a buy call in HCL Tech. Positionally, the stock is trading around its support zone on weekly charts. The stock has shown good consolidation in this 830 to 880 range since last 1.5 months. And at the lower end of the range, yesterday the stock had formed the stock has formed a bullish pattern. So probably expecting a resumption of the up move, and within this range, the stock could go again up to the higher end of the range. I had placed a buy call with target of around 874 and stop loss below 836.
Okay, so the two ideas coming in from Ruchit. Jeff, very quickly, if you can tell us about your rationale for Maruti as well as Balrampur Chini.
What I'm expecting is that on the daily and the weekly chart, the stock is forming a rising wedge pattern, and I'm expecting a final leg on the upside. At least for the short term, for the stock game, I think that on the upside, the target comes to around 47.20 levels, whereas the stop loss can be placed at around 45.67. The indicators are in the buy mode, which is in the favor of the bulls. And finally, Balrampur Chini, that's my fourth call. I think that overall, the rise which we had seen in the sugar stocks a few weeks back, I think that was the first leg up, following which we have seen some correction. I think that correction or consolidation is over and the fresh leg up is about to begin now. And initially, I think there would be some hurdles going forward at the upper end, but then eventually I see those highs being taken off in weeks to come. For the stock game, I had given a target of around 72.40, which has been achieved, and I recommend to book profits. The stop loss for the same was 69.10.
Okay, that's the call coming in on the sugar space as well, Balrampur Chini, and the target's been achieved right there. Meanwhile, a quick look at the calculator then, very quickly. Today is the last trading day of the week, remember. And for now, for Rakesh Bansal, Reliance Industries, Reliance Communication, both making him money. Asian Paints and Eveready are the soap points, but overall about 7,700 rupees is what Rakesh is standing to make right now. For Ruchit Jain then, though, HCL Tech, that's the sore spot, but TLF, Tata Global Beverages, Tata Motors DVR, all firmly in the green zone and close to 28,000 rupees. That's the cash that his portfolio is generating right now. Let's also take a look then at Jay's portfolio. IndusInd Bank, well, that's the only one losing out marginally. But the other three, including Balrampur Chini, which has of course hit the bullseye, is right now making him a total of 19,000 rupees. So as of now, of course, we've got Ruchit in the first spot, followed by Jay and then Rakesh. Gentlemen, with that, we'd like to take your leave and thank you, of course, very much for being with us this entire week as well. But we are absolutely out of time on the stock game. Thank you so much for watching. We've got Market Sense up next.